ready now.
Deep swimmer. Just went for one more dive. He came back. Silver Paws takes care of us. He would have been so proud of... Yes, they are needed, aren't they? Silver Paws knew they would be. The trolls weren't the only threat Deep Swimmer found here, though. He saw Imperial. This one agrees. If the way is clear, we will run then. We will... Run fast, friends. Follow Deep Swimmer. And don't drop any poultices.
Ah, good, you are not a Daedra. They are the... Happy day! Help this... This one finds one of 2 runestones needed for Arla Mehera's altar. That is an ancient Redguard device to get the user, me, safely out of... This one marks your map to runestone. You are...
That should come in handy.
new, good-looking friend has returned. With the rule. Finally, this one can flee frightening land of Hammerfell. Focus of Redguard teleportation magic. Very powerful. Exactly what this one needs. This one knows. Sort of. No matter. This one improvises. Hello. This one needs to go to a safe place away from vampire skeevers. It works. This one feels it. To Reaper's March, this one goes.
So, where is Skyward Eyes? Did the Daedra get her, or did she escape?
Can I help you with something?
So, where is Sky? Reaper's March. You're pulling this one's hind leg. Did she say where in... No.
The herbalists weren't lying, Knight Commander.
How do you know?
This one saw the Imperials with her own two eyes.
Headed towards the crossing? How many?
This one didn't count them, but there were many.
Time to make our stand then. Tell the other Bandari to be ready. St. Pellin's blood. I'm glad you're still here. Fobbing Imperials. I figured we had at least another day or two before they'd be back. The poultices, they're here. And right now, I'm damn glad of it. The cats are all carrying Alessian bows too. I just hope those bows still shoot straight. Either way, their arrows will only do so much. If you're willing, I put you on the line too. The Imperials are coming from the lake, so the worst of it will be at the northeast gate.
If it isn't the five-clawed walker who saved our herbalists, Crazy Eye is very impressed. Are you here to help me fight these dungy Imperials? The worst, or the best, depending on your perspective, Walker. It's your turn to... Crazy Eye is always ready. Here they come! Don't worry, Crazy Eye has your back. Stand strong, Walker.
That's got it!
Crazy Eye sees more Imperials coming. More coming. Come to Crazy Eye, you dungy shaved skin.
To the side!
They're turning back. Spotless fighting, Walker. Sharp claws.
Well, that went better than expected. Not one breach of our perimeter. Guess those Bandari are good at something more than just swindling. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. The Knights of St. Pellin. Now's our chance to end this, though. To make sure those raiders never... They're in retreat now, but they couldn't have pushed off from the shore yet. That's what I like to hear. You like to fight, don't you? I get that. When I was young...
This is a great area for harvesting.
The Bandari scouts said they could see the flames from here. Let's celebrate! Actually, I hope you don't mind, but I went ahead and started celebrating. Yes, I think I judged the Bandari too soon. Silverpaws is actually quite a gentleman. Or is it a gentle cat? I just hope he doesn't expect me to pay for this mead. No way. This one's on the house, and by the house, I mean the Bandari.
Let's hit the trail.
The woods welcome you. Know that the creatures here are neither enemies nor friends. There are hunters and prey. For you? Perhaps. The Viridian Sentinel once kept the wild at bay for the folk of Bankurai, but his power wanes. Soon he may regret saving the Princess of Evermore. Her mother already mourns her death, so why interrupt? Gravely wounded, but yes, Princess Alara is here. The Sentinel tends to her, and it takes all his power to draw her away from death. He would welcome aid if you wish to give it. He'll be at the Standing Stones by Viridian Lake. His power is strongest there. Look for the broken statue. It overlooks the Sentinel is part of an ancient pact made long before living memory. A guardian of the woods of sorts, who anoints his or her successor without needing our approval. Not all weird believe we should continue to honor the pact. The forest is old and powerful. Long ago, a man not of the forest found a way to harness the forest's power and bend it to the will of his people. They called him the Viridian. If I had a seed for every man, woman, and child who asked me that, I'd cover the land in ivy in a fortnight. We are of the forest, and the forest is of us. That is all an outsider needs to know. We'll be at the Standing. The Sentinel is part of the Glenmoral Weird. We're not a party to the original pact. It's only our connection to the forest which binds us to it.
That should...
Sad, isn't it? The poor child. I'm afraid not. As the Sentinel, I must warn you that these woods aren't safe. But as old girls, I'm glad to see a friendly face. I remember when that child wasn't more than a knee's height. She was attacked and left for dead by the wayside like a beast. Well, she won't die on that. Take my amulet. Get down in the center of the rings and feel the earth. I need the energy from there. Well, the weird won't call me anything different. Most people who live around here call me old girls or just Stenwick. The Viridian Sentinel is a bit of a mouthful, don't you think? Makes me sound more. Well, these woods have a life and a mind of their own. Well, what I do is make sure it doesn't get out of hand. There's some good folk who live near me. I left Evermore and decided to live my life in the woods. And I met a man here, the previous Sentinel. He needed help and I stayed with him. When he grew too weary, he blessed me with the title. A long, long time ago. Once I even worked as a royal gardener in Evermore. Well, I'm... I was younger, I could instantly purge the poison running through this young lady's veins. Just in time. I've made a salve for Alara that'll help her wake. I'll channel what energy I have left into her. The amulet should be able to sustain me afterwards. At least I hope. This'll just take a moment. Took more out of me than I thought. Go on, give it to the poor girl. I'll be all right.
I was asleep? What am I doing in this hovel? And who are you? No, I remember. Stenwick brought me here. Then you have my gratitude. I feel weak, but not unwell. It seems my outer wounds have all been healed. Tell me, stranger, how fares Evermore? Is my mother well? My father? I see. My mother must be in mourning then. I will send word that I am well, if Stenwick is willing.
The forest feels your weakness, Sentinel. This is treacherous ground.
Enter Daemara. Was that a warning or a threat?
Stenwick, who is this? A Wyress?
Yes, child. You'll know more of them soon enough.
Is that so? You're more foolish than I thought, old man.
Don't think anything of this. The weird are a strange folk. The weird and I have always had a tenuous relationship, but saving Alara was something I needed to do, regardless of it. It's quite complicated. Suffice to say, they don't think I should use the forest power for such things. Of course, they'd much rather I didn't exist at all. But it changes nothing. There's work to be done. My salve was but a reprieve, I fear. In order to safeguard Alara, I need to do something drastic, and I'll need the Weird's help. You've seen the Spriggans. Some call her the voice of the forest. In a way, she is. I need a bud from one of her branches, one freely given. It can harness the full power of these woods to safeguard Alara's life. May I ask your aid once again? They are guardians of nature in the truest sense, and I am a guardian of the people. Our interests don't always coincide. They see my role as Sentinel as unnatural, though the Sentinel has existed for generations. My salve was but a reprieve, I fear. Some call her the voice of the forest. Find the voice of the forest. It shouldn't be difficult to find, but if you must... Many Spriggans carry a spore that returns to the voice of the forest when the Spriggan dies. You could kill them and follow it to the voice, but that certainly won't make it very happy. Take my amulet. Its power is spent, but the voice of the forest will recognize it and grant you an audience. Wyres Daemara may not welcome you when you take the bud to her, but persevere. She knows what the weird must do.
I won't sit here and let you do all the work. We have to find the voice of the forest. If Stenwick needs a Spriggan bud, then I'll do... I suppose you're right. I'll stay here with Stenwick. But this forest voice, if it's like a Spriggan, it will react to their deaths. I bet you could kill some Spriggan. And if we never find it? No. Kill the Spriggan. Probably. But they're animals. I don't see any other way to reason with them.
What do you think you'll make with that?
I'm not afraid of you. That's it. Are you hurt?
This creature disturbs the woods with the Sentinel's binding as a token. Has the forest not bent to the whims of the Sentinel already? What more can we give? So, he may pass our yoke to another, a stranger to the woods. Your demand is empty, voice. Why should we care for a mortal? The Sentinel cannot, but perhaps you can. The amulet prevents the woods from cleansing itself. Sprouts lie sleeping within the troll's offal. Use the amulet to wake them and add to our number. Then I will grant you this boon. Already the woods are defiled by...
That's over with, I suppose.
Already the woods are defiled by... Then take your prize, mortal, and be gone.
Right behind you, partner.
A familiar scent surrounds you. Did the Sentinel send you? What do you hold? How dare the Sentinel pick his successor out of pity? But she didn't bring us the bud, you did. Why should we give our blessing to one who needs another to carry her burdens? He didn't even trust you enough to tell you, did he? Let the Sentinel explain it to you when you next see him. I'll do my part and no more. Where is this princess who is greater than the needs of nature? Too weak to even follow you? No, the forest does not need such a creature. The Sentinel oversteps his bounds, and the Weird will not allow it.
If you have something to say, you'll say it to my face.
I will. You are weak, fit for little more than prey. How do you hope to wield the Sentinel's power?
Stenwick is trying to save my life. I don't know what he has planned, but I certainly owe it to him to see this through.
The child knows nothing, and he expects us to offer our blessing?
I don't know what Stenwick is planning, but if it'll save my life, I trust him. I don't understand why these weird people can't see. Sounds like jealousy to me. It won't stand in my way. I won't give up a second chance at life for the whims of some forest folk. Stenwick is a kind man. Why won't they see that he means no harm? Why? She pretends to be in charge of everything. And we've already received the bud from the voice of the forest. That's good enough for...
Once the Viridian Sentinel stood for something more than a wet nurse to spoil children. Now he expects us to train and rear this daughter of the city as our own? His time wanes. He will make this girl the new Sentinel, untrained and unfit. He holds no respect for the forest and no respect for... We've heard nothing from the Sentinel these past days but demands. Still, we will do what must be done. Perhaps we can trust you to make the correct decision when the time comes. Althine will help you prepare it. For the Sentinel's ritual, he needs a Spriggan bud, freely given. You have obtained that, but the bud will not bloom without nurturing. I hope you aren't squeamish about blood. But sister, you said this was the last time we would help the Sentinel. Enough. Come, let us finish the blessing and be done with it. Come along then. We have a sacrifice ready. When I say, hold the bud out in your hands, keep them steady, no matter what happens. Plunge it into the offering. Quickly!
The weird have stalled long enough. Stenwick isn't healthy, and we must do what he asked before it's too late. Go to him. Tell him what we've done. I'm short of breath and must save my strength. I have a feeling they don't dare harm me as long as I'm under Stenwick. Of course. And this bud may heal Stenwick, the way he healed me. We'll need...
I was hoping you'd return before... I couldn't speak to you one last time. It's good Alar's not with you.
Time, my friend. I gave my everything to heal Alara, and it won't be enough. That's why I sent you to get the Spriggan bud. The only way she'll live past a fortnight is if she becomes the Sentinel. And luckily, there'll be a vacancy shortly. In a sense, the power of the Sentinel is immortal. I'm old, but Alara is young. The Sentinel's power... Tell her. She must tame the will of the woods. The bud will summon, and the amulet will bind.
Come and take us!
is a great area for harvesting.
I thought he'd be here by now. Where? He gave everything to keep me alive. Even his life. That was his plan all along, wasn't it? And I never got to thank him. So these moats are all that's left of dear Stenwick. What's that sound? Can you hear it?
We meet again, ally of the Viridian Sentinel. How I long to watch you stumble and fail. But an ancient, then there will be no Viridian Sentinel. The yoke about our necks for centuries would be freed. Of course, there is one way to ensure the princess does not. It is true. But we have endured a slow death for much longer. Man was not meant to rule over nature. No matter their intentions, they cannot know the will of the woods. The torches on either side would suffice. Their flames and your intention are more than enough.
I think I'm better now. Gods, what is this place? I didn't think we'd be able to pull through at the end, but we did. We did! You can't... I can feel the earth. I can taste the wind. It's like every piece of this forest is a part of me. More than that, the rocks themselves give me strength. I feel immortal. Ah, apologies, my friend. This power. We met only briefly, but the forest will remember you. So much has happened to me. It's... No. I belong here. In these woods. Eventually, the Weird and I will come to terms. I see our past and present.
For centuries I languished, trapped in the husk of that cold machine. My dear Klaskar, he only wanted us to be... I watched as he died, alone and miserable. I envied him, though, for I knew I would be trapped in the Centurion. And for centuries I was. Until...
Yeah!
This is a great area for harvesting.
You have the respect of Clan Murtaugh?